right, so I did my feminist critique like the rest of you. Mine was mostly on labor, as you'll see later in the presentation. And my name is Ben Van Stratton. So I chose 3 different women to define feminism for me. One in 1911, one in 1973, and one in 1983. The first one was Teresa Billington Greig, and she had a long definition. She defined it as a movement seeking the reorganization of the world upon a basis of sex equality in all human relations. A movement which would reject every differentiation between individuals upon the ground of sex, would abolish sex privileges and sex burdens, and would strive to set up recognition of the common humanity of women and man as the foundation of law and custom. And she kind of just talked about like her dream of what it would be like if feminism really took over in the world, and how it revolutionized the world. And she was it just kind of really reminded me of Martin Luther King in his "I Have a Dream" speech, and that was just really how she went about defining feminism. The next was Jill Johnston, 1973, and she took a different approach. She talked about how feminism at heart is a massive complaint. Lesbianism is the solution. Until all women are lesbians, there will be no true political revolution. No feminist per se has advanced a solution outside of accommodation to the man. She kind of went a different way about it, and bringing in a solution that was somewhat a joke, I'm assuming, of all women becoming lesbians. And that was kind of different from the other one because it kind of put the solution solely on women, whereas the first one talked about how you need both men and women to create equality. And hers was kind of more like a sarcastic thing, I think, to get women more politically active in their strive for feminism in the world. And then the last one was Charlotte Bunch in 1983. And she said, "Feminism is an entire worldview or gestalt, not just a laundry list of women's issues. Feminist theory provides a basis for understanding every area of our lives, and feminist perspective can affect the world politically, culturally, economically, and spiritually." And this was kind of different from the other two because it really talked about the mindset you have to have and not just the dream about it. It really talked about how you need to really open your mind to feminism and really learn about all about feminism and have that mentality. And it was kind of like a more active way of going at it, whereas the first one was like that dreamish thing, and the second one was kind of like a joke of a solution. So. One thing that I just thought was in all of them was the fact that they weren't talking about male bashing or going against men or attacking men in any way, which I feel like is stereotyped in feminism traditions these days. They all talked about how it just takes both of us or either just women to solve this problem of oppression on women these days. And like I said, they're all different on their approach and their solutions. So then I have my own definition of feminism. I kind of broke it up into parts. I first want to talk about how women not only need to be legally equal, but socially as well. We need to treat them the same, and not look down upon them for things that we see as differences, and just like really accept those differences between men and women. Specifically for men, we need to give up our control that we have over just definitely education and jobs, and just allow equality to come in, just realizing that women can do jobs just as equally as, if not better than us, and just create that diversity. Also, men need to stop violence. We need to not continue to be okay with rape and violence against women, and we really need to stand up against this instead of just being numb to just how much it hurts women and pulls them down. And thirdly, men need to realize that we have biases. We all have biases, some stronger than others, and oftentimes we have biases against women, and we need to just get over those biases after realizing them and just allow women into the workforce. Like I said, just realizing that they can do a fantastic job. For women, I think they need to start striving more politically and realize that that's a great way to help change policies into more so affecting them instead of just having men in government who create policies that only help them. Women also need to show hurt, show the things that bring them down, and just make men realize what they're truly saying and how that really hurts women. And the third is we need to rebuke oppression. We need to not let this just keep going unpunished and not just laugh along with it, but just really stand up together, both men and women, and really fight this. And all this, of course, comes from genuine love. We need to really love the women of this world, just knowing that there are mothers and sisters and daughters and friends, and we just need to really truly care about them. And that's why I would consider myself a pro-feminist, because I just truly care about equality for women and men, just knowing that they're a vital part in our lives, and I know some pretty amazing ones. So my feminist critique, I did it on a section in Jessica Valenti's book, Full Frontal Feminism. One of the sections talked about how real women, quote unquote, have babies, and that's what they're made for. And I'm going to talk about how this ties into both knowledge as men, contextual nature of science inquiry, and the difference factor. First, it ties into the knowledge as men and the fact that since males know more about what it is to go into the workforce and are going to go take those jobs, then that means women don't need education because they're only there for having children. And this is clearly not the case, obviously, as some women don't want children and want to focus more on the workforce. Other women are lesbian and need to work to sustain themselves, obviously, not having a man in their life. And even some women want to stay in jobs after they have children because they're truly passionate about really affecting the world that way. And this really views women as being vessels. And they're obviously more than that. They're important people too, and it's not just about what they can produce, but who they are as a person. And like I said before, women are just really as capable as men in the workforce, and so we just need to allow them to get the same education so they can have an equal opportunity there. The next one, the contextual nature of scientific inquiry. We have a lot of male-oriented tools that someone was doing a presentation on last time, I know. It just really puts women at a disadvantage in jobs if they can't physically use the tools as well, or just aren't able to realize how to use these tools. And we really need to use tools that are both capable for using for both genders. And this just really puts them at a disadvantage there, just knowing they can't use these tools, and so men hire them even less often knowing they can't do it. The third one is the difference factor, talking about how women are so biologically different than men that they can't go into jobs and do things. And this really kind of pointed at the fact that women are just perceived as biologically made for reproduction. And there's so much more than that. They're just like everyone else. They can work and just do incredible things in the workforce. And this just really shows women as unfit to do jobs, and that's just totally untrue, because we see just amazing women all over just creating great advancements in society. And like I said before, women are just really capable of physical labor as well. Even though they're not biologically the same, they're still extremely capable of doing almost all the jobs that men can do. So lastly, I had my course reflection. These are the 5 topics that really stuck out to me. There's pictures that go with each one. The first one was hurtful remarks, and just how oftentimes that's a deeper problem in someone's life that you really need to talk with them with and genuinely care about them to figure out why they feel this way about someone. And we also need to gently correct those things and just really get people to see why they feel this way and maybe change their mind about that so they're not saying these negative things about people. It's also a great way to keep people accountable, especially for me and my roommates. It's been a really good way of just really toning down the negativity and just realizing what we truly say. And yeah, just realizing negative comments and just how much they can hurt people even if you aren't meaning them in that manner. The next one is biases. I learned about implicit bias and just how we all have those. It's kind of frustrating to take that test and see just where your biases lie, but it's just a great tool to just really learn from those and fight against them, just realizing that we have these biases. And just that we can really stand up against them and hopefully turn our backs from those biases and just fight against them throughout our lives, knowing we can never fully get over them. The third one was affirmative action and unearned advantages. Affirmative action, I really learned what it truly means and how it sets the way for qualified workers to get jobs and not just based on who you know. And I also learned that quotas are illegal, which I feel like is the main reason people are against affirmative action, just because they think quotas are actually legal and happening, but that's totally untrue, and just creates a great way for really qualified workers to get jobs instead. This kind of leads into unearned advantages as white males. I just have advantages that maybe women or other minorities don't have, just not being based or judged for my race or gender in many different ways, and how that just applies into different ways in my life that I don't even realize. And I just need to realize that this just takes away opportunities from minorities and women, and we just need to allow for bonuses so that we can give women and minorities those equal opportunities that we just automatically have as white male. Fourth one was stereotype threats. I really learned about that in one of my scholarly articles. It talked about how women just perform worse just knowing that their gender is on the line, and that people are going to kind of judge them off of that. And just the stress that this creates in our society against women makes them truly doubt themselves, and just really pulls them down that way. And just made me really realize how much we need to encourage women, because after I learned this in two programs, Sky's the Limit and the pre-college research I did, we could both tell that there's really women that really doubted themselves, and I just really need to encourage them, just knowing their true potential and just what they can truly do, knowing they can do it. And then the last one was Title IX, and I realized that from my other scholarly article, it wasn't just about sports and how we need to put this in federally funded workplaces as well, and not hire women for this fear of pregnancy, and not look down on them for taking maternity leaves, and just really give women this equal opportunity to not only get paid equally, but to just have a safe environment where they just feel really welcome and equal to other men in the workforce. So that's my references, and that's it.
Questions?
Sorry.
Okay. Liz, do you have any questions?
I don't think I have any questions. Gosh, I mean.
Is that a bad thing, or?
No, it's a good thing,
No.
actually.
I mean, it's not bad if we have questions, but it's not,
Do
it's
you want to
also
give him
not
some
bad if
positive
we don't.
feedback?
Just gotta have it. It's the hair.
Huh?
Feedback?
Yep.
Okay, I would use more slides.
Would you?
Yeah, I thought
I like
about
that
that.
he didn't use as many slides, but that's just preference.
I don't know, I felt like I was sitting here, like during each slide.
Mhm.
I don't know if each point was on a different slide.
Yeah.
I felt like last time I put too much information, so it was like I was almost unnecessary. So
I liked it, but that's, each to their own, really.
I put
Stylistic.
pictures up there for you, so you can check them
I
out.
like pictures.
Other comments? You set a really high standard, I think.
Sorry.
Right? Nice job, then.